Update on next week's work. We did go through a couple of weeks last week in the larger safety meeting, but this will just touch base again. So, head cross arms, HV, LV maintenance, underground transformer replacement project, exactly happened today. Friday we've got a large low voltage project, 3 poles and a restring, which Sapin only gave us last week and asked us to rush it in, so we got it in that day. We were quite happy with that, so make sure we deliver that one. First of our cubicle starts this week as well. We've won 3. Hughes told me this morning there's another one come up to quote, so we won all the ones we put a tender in for. So keep that up. Retsy's running that, he's got a day off today though. And another infield transformer for a customer job. So hopefully you guys will be doing a little bit less maintenance and some more larger projects going forward if we keep this up. So a little bit more stuff in Stirling, but after a long weekend we should be clear of that. Renzi did a debrief, myself and Renzi did a debrief on one of his HV jobs, not last Friday, Friday before. We did it a couple of days after that, the week after. So this was a day where we had 5 crews, I believe. Most of you were out there, so you won't all get much out of this, but I reckon we didn't even get to the first job because the truck broke down. When everyone banded together, we knew there was going to be some ladder work there. Extra ladders went up and we ended up getting all the work done, so that was awesome. Plus it was raining. So what we picked up out of that, what went well in the scoping was well scoped. Crews knew they had some poles which required ladder access, so they were aware of that beforehand. Where we can improve, scoping to include the most suitable EWP, because as you know we've got 3 different types at least out there. So that's actually the action we got out of this, which Reds is following up. On our scoping form, he's going to put down each EWP with each side reach and reach. So when people are scoping, they know which EWP to put to each task. So I think that was good. Planning side of things, there was blokes available to prep the job the day before, which was the difference between getting normal work done and not. So that went really well. What we can improve on that was more information on abnormal conductor, i.e. covered conductor, and can you use come-alongs on the covered stuff. Scheduling crew size, what went well, correct amount of guys on the job. Reece had a go at running the job as a TSW5 level that day too, just for a bit of experience, and did a good job. So I've had a bit of pressure at the start, but he handled it well. Rents is out there to support as well, so that was good. Where we can improve, the ladder jobs weren't spread real evenly over the crews, so some guys got an easier day than others. So the briefing timing crew changes. Everyone sat in briefing, only one crew switching, but all crews installing work nerves, so they're all involved in switching. Where we can improve, more detail on which jobs are ladder and which are not. Alright. Lastly, site activities, time on site, coordination and scope changes. So on site, the SP was started by 8 AM, which is when it was due to start, so that's awesome, especially going all the way up to Stirling. Good coordination between crews and Corey running the switching and Reece running the job. An EWP broke down, so we had changes to the scope with more ladder work required, and each crew put in extra to get the job done. So overall, it was a good debrief. We learnt a few things out of it, and I'll follow up Renzi with that action to make sure that's done. It's due today, but I reckon he was looking at that Friday. Any questions on that? Previous week's switching toolbox summary, Reece. You can go through that, mate.
I've just got the one thing and a few other questions I've got to chase up as well. We just don't have time to do it. Just with the ADMS and the equipment that's out there, me and Lexi went to a job in the hills the other day, and there was a transformer that was meant to be isolated for limited isolation for backfeed. We got there and the transformer was untapped and the bushings were untapped as well. ADMS, the knockout had no knowledge of it and it didn't show up in ADMS, so just be mindful when you're going out and switching that it's not 100% correct. And that's it for me.
Yeah, right. So DS switching incidents since last meeting, so total 0. It's been 32 days since last switching incident, which isn't great, but we're on the right track. Everyone's doing their bit on that. Our previous best was 348 days, which we're going to smash out the park this time around. Near miss and hazard, we had a back strain, which Mark's going to go. Sorry, Mark, there you are.
Morning, gentlemen. Last Tuesday, after our toolbox meeting, Colin Fuss was just loading up his truck ready for the day's work, and there was a green bucket full of bolts and stuff, approximately 20 kilos, he was saying, and he reached over from ground level and grabbed the bucket and pulled it towards himself. So when he's done that, he's twigged his lower back, so he stopped work straight away and just reported it, and we got him down to the clinic, and the doctor said, yes, you have strained your lower back, so he's on modified duties for the week. So we gave him some admin to do, and he was working from home. During that week, he's just had a few physio visits, and he's having his last one today, and he should be returning to work this morning. I seen him on Friday, and his back seemed pretty good, so he's had the whole weekend to rest as well. So you should see him back today. So bit of a manual handling issue, cross, cold back in the morning, which sort of made it happen. I think he had a bit of a history. He's had a sore back previously a few years ago, but no, he should be all right and back this morning.
Thanks, Mark. Next on the list, we've got radios and looking for volunteers to use radios with simple switching sheets. Not sure if you were going to touch on this, Darren. Has got your name next to it, or was that?
Yeah, no, that's all good. One of the corporate directives is for us to move towards using radios for switching. A number of reasons for that is one, we spend a lot of money to get on the government radio network, but also it gives us the advantage of everybody in the switching crew can actually hear what's going on with the switching. So you can actually follow it even if you're not standing next to the coordinator or the checker. You can tune into that radio station or local channel and be able to listen to it. So we want to start off with really simple switching sheets to start with, so we're not overwhelming people with complexity. Not too many people in the metro area are using them. The country seems to use them fairly often. So they are used, but in very low volumes. So we want to start to get on board with that and start to utilise them. So we're looking for some volunteers, but only on simple sheets to start with. Let us know, let Mick Edmonds know that we'll start using them in the metro environment and see where we go with it.
Material bays. Bruce bringing this one up, so please check if your materials are ready in the allocated bays before you take them to store. So this comes down to 6 as well, and make sure you're writing that correct information on the folders. But it seems gear's getting ordered and allocated to a bay, job's getting done, and the material hasn't been touched. So it's just a whole lot of work people are doing for no reason. Plus it's extra work for you guys grabbing the material. So check your folders, make sure if there is material been allocated to use that stuff.
So just further on that, so Dan Papuni volunteered to help Renzi volunteered this morning too, and Bruce. No, Renzi and I had a good chat about it last week because we're just handling material 6 times and it ends up back at Angle Park. We've done. Costs us, costs the whole business, it costs us as well. So we'll look at improving that.
Cool. Last on the list, there was a safety alert come out, live low voltage mains on the ground, and a dog got an electric shock. Looks like a breakdown crew's gone out to wires down, end up finding out that a copper grip was installed. It was the size up from what should have been. So all 4 were replaced. Only one wire come down, but apparently the dog went and had a sniff and she was still alive. Got a shock and had to get sent to the vet for treatment. So it just highlights making sure we're using the right material on the jobs as well. Even if it isn't the bay order for you, make sure it is the correct stuff because people make mistakes. Other than that, welcome Nikki and Mike over the back there too. Missed that this morning. They're just coming in for a look this morning because they're allowed back now for a few restrictions at ease, so that's good.
So Mike is the program manager for the Powering Ahead project. So that's a project that's across the whole business, but Anderton side, we're looking to get some efficiencies, some savings, do things smarter, either through technology or whatever. It's going to secure our jobs and our business. So you might see Mike around a bit more now than he's been here for 7 weeks so far and been working out of a lounge room. at home, so it's a bit hard to meet people. So you might see Mike around more now, but yeah, he's got a really important part to play in our business. Got a couple of other things, Cam. The stragglers that came in after 7:30, that's not on expectation. Here ready for work, 7:30. And Leo today advised me that in a couple of weeks' time he's taking up a role in Melbourne. So he's going back to Victoria. So he's here for 2 more weeks. And so I don't think you'll be working with him, but if you are, just make sure that he's keeping his mind on the job when he hasn't already left the state. I don't think he will, but just keep an eye on him. And wish him all the best for his new role.
That's it. Have a safe week, everyone.